So I want to address something that I said a couple videos ago, which was that it was coming time again to downsize and to start looking at my life and cutting the fat. And that's what I've done. As of not this upcoming week, but the next week, I am officially no longer teaching Saturdays at North Shore Tae-Kwon-Do. That means that my links to North Shore Tae-Kwon-Do itself will be cut, and I will be exclusively working with community Taekwondo. This was not an easy decision, though it feels very reliefful now that I've made it. I previously was working 8:30 to 3 on Saturdays, and then I have a lesson, after that. And that was physically taxing, and I know a lot of people have it a lot worse, but it was hard for me. So what I've done now is I've essentially opened up that entire day, where now my only commitment as of right now is one guitar lesson, but I have the ability now, if needed, which I'm gonna need to take on more lessons, and until then, just relax and recuperate. Ironically enough, the theme of the month at Taekwondo is health, and conveniently, your video yesterday was about you going grocery shopping. I can't believe it's only been a year since I've been doing that, but essentially, starting with that day, it became a regular thing for me to be the one to go grocery shopping and get all the food for the house. And that's been wonderful, because it's allowed me the opportunity to try out being healthy and unhealthy, and I've tried a lot of foods and kind of decided a few things. One, I really like being healthy. Two, there is the opportunity to eat unhealthily in moderation and have a great time doing it. So that's basically where I'm at now. I mostly nowadays buy a lot of meat. I have like one plate of meat a day, whether it's a fish or a chicken or a beef, and I buy a lot of spinach and kale as well, because it's really good for you and it makes me feel really clean and somehow very hydrated. But also I'm experimenting with fruit. I eat a lot of bananas. I'm eating kiwis these days, and I had a couple of mangoes and a bite of a grapefruit. That was weird. And then my snacks of choice, as we know, mini donuts, rice crackers, and dried mangoes. Hey! Pastly, I'm very glad to hear album 2 is coming along so well. This is very exciting. It occurred to me and Alex the other day that next month we graduate university! What? That's mind-blowing. I applied to graduate today, which is something you have to do. You don't just get to graduate and go flip your cap off, but I sent in my application to do that today and they'll approve it. And that means that in the month of April, Alex and I are going to be finished officially university, and we're gonna have our caps and we're gonna have our certificates, and that'll be that. So again, another comparison to draw between myself and Christopher Bingham of Past Bing Future Bing. He finished his degree during his, was it Past Bing or Future Bing? And I also will be finishing my university during Future Liam. So that's kind of cool. That weighs heavy on my head and heart, because if you think about it, you think about the stereotypical university experience, and Alex and I both did not really get that. But then a point Olivia brought up when I mentioned that was, but who defines what the university experience is, really? So I like to think that I've accomplished a grip ton in my time at UBC and at Capilano University, and I'm sure I'm going to have a lot more to say on that once I'm actually done at Cap. It's just crazy to think that it'll be over soon, and that I succeeded. Well, let's not count our chickens before they hatch, but... Album 3, though, is going very well. I, at this point, am about 9 songs deep in production. Of course, they're not done or anywhere near done. They're in various stages of production. But I've written the vast majority of the songs. There's just a couple more that need fleshing out. I'm looking at a list of them right now, but it's going real well. Now, the big difference between this one and the previous two is that I'm taking this one a lot more seriously in terms of, even though I'm telling my story and I'm doing it my way, I now know how I'm going to be able to tackle it in the context of the rest of the music world when it comes time to release it and to promote it. And there are a couple of songs on here that I think are actually really good and have the potential to be recognized as that by a wider audience than just my own. My plan, of course, is also to expand not just into the mainstream, but of course to expand just my own little personal fan base that I don't feel needs to be considered part of that mainstream. That made no sense. My phone vibrated. What was it? It's a Facebook message from Amelita. That's a crazy story that I can't share. Anyway, I've got to go respond to this fairly serious Facebook message, and you've got some recording to do, and so do I, because I'm recording a song for Steven Scatcha and I to sing. So I'm going to go do that and respond to this. Good night, Past Liam.